Hello, so today I'm gonna show you how I lube my holy panel switch and how I clip and lube my stabilizers. And these are the tools I use. Do not pay attention to what kind of lube I'm using, because these are not very conventional in the cubing community, but this is just what I have in hand, or on hand. Let's start with the switch. This is holy panel. I already opened it up. As you see, the casing, the stem, and the spring. So first I have a brush here. I usually dip this brush in some kind of lube, but since I use this here, so I just have to like squirt a bit out on top of the brush. So the parts that I want to lube here, let me zoom in a bit, is all the way around this part, basically where the spring is sitting. So I put the spring on top, so you can kind of see where the spring lies. So you just want to lube around this part, all the way around this middle part, and then you want to lube these two sides here, both sides, where the stem is going or hitting. What is that? So that's basically where you want to lube. So let's get a bit of this lube squirt out on this brush, not too much. See if we can get some out. I do not have a very steady hand. Okay, that's a bit loosened up. And just a little bit on the brush. So inside here, you see I'm just starting to go around here a bit. It's a lot easier if you can dip this in, like in actual lube. But here I'm just spreading around the stem part. There you can see it's a bit shiny. Get some more lube. Oh, that is a lot. That's a bit too much. Let me get a paper towel. Okay, so I have to be a bit careful with this. I don't want too much on the brush either, so I'm just gonna dab a bit off. A bit waste of lube, but that's alright. So here, I want to get the two sides. Just get lubed up 3 times, I usually do. So there's a bit of a coating on it, on both sides. That looks good. Now on the spring here, you want to lube the top part, like basically where it makes the contact. So just put a little dab of lube on there, and then you insert it like so. It sits nicely, and you want to do the other side as well now. Just get a generous amount of lube in there. Like if you use the bag method to lube, then you'd like the whole spring will be lubed. But for this you'd like only need to lube the tops. Okay, so now onto the stem. On linear stems you want to lube the whole thing around, like the whole base. But on tactile stems, you do not want to lube the feet of the stem or the legs here, the tactile parts. So basically just lube everything around it. See if you get a grip here. Just get a nice coating on it. I think it's easier to hold the other side. Like so. Just a very generous coating on it. Right now I'm not using a lot of lube. I usually use maybe a bit more, but this is also fine. Now that you lubed everything around, except the legs. So now you just insert this part the right way, where the legs face the metal piece. Then you just close it up. And now that's a lubed Holy Panda. So to demonstrate the sound, I hear my GMMK keyboard. I'll do it on this switch right here. So you can hear the sound here for reference. Okay, let's take this out. Let's insert the new switch. It definitely feels a lot smoother than before. And the sound is a little bit dampened. So you hear the difference. You can hear the rattling in this one. This one is a lot more dampened. So that's how I lube my switches. Now on to the stabilizer. For this you just want to take out the metal piece. Doing so, just pull it out. Do that on both sides. Take this leg out. And on this leg here, see that there are 2 feet, one on each side, that has this little part sticking out. That will damage your PCB over time, and it just makes more noise whenever you're bottoming out on your spacebar, for example. So these, you can just get a nail clipper and just clip them out very easily, like so. That side and on this side. And just do that for both feet. There we go. So that is fixed. It's time to lube this. The way this side goes in is, you see, one side has one big hole, the other side has 2 small holes. You want the 2 small holes to face the way the side that this metal rod is going in. So this side. Just keep that in mind. And for lubing this, you want to lube the sides. You want to lube the sides of these legs to get a nice coating, because that is where it will make the most contact inside of here. Just get your lube out. Not too much this time. And as I say that, I keep dripping. I do not have a very steady hand. Well, there you got your lube. Get a good grip on this stem. And then just put a nice coating on each side. There you go. And then we can insert it with the side with the two small holes. Oh. Facing the right way. Do that for both legs. Just like so. Start like that. Afterwards, you want to get your greasy lube, usually a dielectric grease. I do not have that. I do not even know if they sell that in Norway. So I'm just using this. It has almost this, basically the same texture. So this will work fine. So first off, the thing you want to do with the grease is you want a good amount of layer to fill in the air. So the metal piece will not be making too much contact with the actual plastic. That is what makes the rattling nice. So just get a good coating. Like so, and just start moving it around inside the stab to get a nice layer of dielectric grease. No. No. Now that you had a good layer of grease in there, you just want to get a bit more on the metal rod. And this time a bit deeper in, so you actually get the contact point on the side as well. Basically every part that touched the plastic you want to be coated in grease. And then just insert it and click it in. If you have any excess grease like on the outside, you can just gently wipe that off. And there you have one side done. And you can clearly see the amount of grease I used. Let's see. Let's take the other side and do the exact same. Do not be afraid to use too much grease here. Grease is just good to fill in the air. A good amount of coating there. A bit deeper in the second time around. There you go. Now just clean off the excess grease on the stab. There. Then we're done lubing. So now that the lube job is done, it's time to put the stab into the keyboard. So here our keyboard, just remove the keycap, remove the switch, like so. See, this one is already greased up, but these are the GMMK base set. I want to try out the hopefully improved genuine MX style stabs. I'm just gonna take this out, and as you can see inside the keyboard, I've already done the plaster to dampen the plastic when it hits the PCB. Now insert the new stabs in, put back the switch, and on with the keycap. I like to use inversed spacebar. It's better than the thumb. As you can hear now, there is no rattling at all. Compared to a normal keyboard. Let's have here. Like here. You can clearly hear the rattle. So that's how I lube my switches and my stabs. Thanks for watching.